Hi guys, so today I will be teaching you how to do a carp rig. And have you seen in my shorts, I do a lot of carp fishing. And I will be teaching you how to do one for sight fishing them, as in like they're swimming on the shore and you throw a piece of bread or whatever bait you're using in front of them and they eat it. And then I'll be doing one for if you're casting it out into the middle of the pond or wherever you're fishing. And that will be with weights and all that stuff. So enjoy. Alright guys, so what we will need to complete this rig is a hook about this size. It can fluctuate, let me put that in front of the camera, about that size. It can fluctuate a little bit bigger, but I keep it around this size because if it's too small, I don't know if the pond or lake you're fishing in have bluegill, but if you put bread, they will try to eat it and then you'll hook them in that, and you don't want that. So I use about this size. This is about the size I use. And then if you use too big, or if you use like a bass hook size hook, then they will come off because I've lost a lot of carp using a bass hook. It doesn't work. They always just slip off because their mouths aren't very like gummy and it just falls out. All right, next I have a little sinker. Now this is gonna depend on whether you're using a sight fishing setup or a casting setup. So here's a weight, we need this. Next, obviously we need our rod right here. And now mine has braid on it, but I did an uni knot and tied on some fluorocarbon right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little, lighting's not very good in my garage. But I don't know if you can see that. That's an uni knot. Here's braid right here, and then here's fluorocarbon. I use that because fluorocarbon, first of all, braid is very strong and it won't snap off. I've lost carp on just fluorocarbon, so I would not suggest using just fluorocarbon or just monofilament. But here's my monofilament, here's my braid. My braid's strong, but I use this so the carp can't see it. They just see it right through the line. All right, so next we're gonna tie the hook onto the line. So I have my line and I have my hook. So I twist it 7 times. Put it through the small hole at the eye of the hook. Once it's through there, we're gonna have that excess little eye right there. We're gonna put our tag end through that. And then once we've got that through, we're gonna pull this tight as possible, just like so. And then now that we've got our really strong carp hook and it's tied on, now I'm gonna grab my knife or my pliers, whatever one you want to use, or your scissors if you have those. I'm gonna take that excess line. You see there's excess line right there. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna just cut it off because carp normally won't bite it if they see that. All right, there we go. All right, next we have our sinkers. So I have my line right here. I'm gonna grab about, I would say 2 sinkers if you're using a normal sinking setup instead of a sight fishing setup. Now the sight fishing setup, as I'm grabbing my weights, it's the exact same, just you don't use weights on the sight fishing setup. That's if you're, again, finding carp and throwing a bait in front of them. All right, so I have my line. I'm probably gonna go about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet off, like right about there. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna grab my pliers and then I'm gonna clamp it on once I have it onto the line, just like so. Clamp it on strong because they will slip down and then the carp won't bite it. So there's one. I'm gonna grab my second one. Then I'm gonna put it right above it, right in the same spot. All right, so we have our weight on there like that. You clamp it on really tight. Very tight like that. And then there is your sinking setup. Just remember guys, the sight fishing setup is the exact same thing, just no weights. So if you were thinking it's a whole different setup, I'm sorry, but it's just the same thing with no weights. All right, thanks for watching guys. Go hit that like button and sub and keep posted for more videos to come. Peace.